So today I'm here with the second episode of my F125 My Team career mode with Apxgp, and today we have the Chinese Grand Prix. However, this is only going to be part one because it is a sprint weekend. So in this part I'm only going to have the sprint, and then in the next part I'll have the full race. And for this race I'm going to drive as Joshua Pierce because I drove as Sonny Hayes in the first race, so I'm going to drive as Joshua Pierce this time. And it looks like we're going to be dealing with more rain because sprint qualifying is going to be in the full wet, and the race is going to have a bit of rain as well by the looks of it. So I'll see you in sprint qualifying. So just before we get into sprint qualifying, I want to show you my setup. So the default wings on the balance setup are 23-23, but I've upped the rear wing by 1 to 24 because it's going to be a wet qualifying for the sprint, and there's going to be a bit of rain in the race, so just wanted a little bit of extra rear wing, and then I'll increase or decrease the front wing depending on the weather in the session. And then for the suspension geometry, the default rear toe is 0.18, so I'll put that up to 0.2, just for that little bit of extra stability on the rear end. If it was in the dry, I'd probably have it on 0.19, but because it's going to be a bit of rain, I'll put it up to 0.2. Then for the brakes, I've got 100% brake pressure. But that's all the setup changes, so now let's get into sprint qualifying. So it looks like it's going to be pretty wet for the whole session here. We are going to be using the full wet tyres, and I've only got 2 sets of them, so once I go out on track, I'm going to stay out on track. So I'm going to fill my car with 5 laps of fuel because that should be enough for a hot lap, a cool down, and another hot lap. It might even be a little too much fuel, but I don't want to risk being underfueled. Then for the aero, I've put my front wing up to 29, but I'm keeping my rear wing at 24 because once I get out on track, I'll be under parc ferme, and I don't want that really high for when I'm in the dry. So I think I'm going to leave it a couple of minutes and then go out on track. Right, so we've got 7 minutes left in the session. I think I'm going to go out on track now. Right, just going to start my first lap now, so hopefully I can put in some good lap times here. Oh my god, okay, I've gone very deep into that turn 1 there, so that's not ideal. Bit slidey there. I feel like I'm going incredibly slowly, but I have no idea whether I'm meant to be going this slow because of the rain or whether I'm just being bad. 1:51.2 is the best time from Verstappen. Jesus, that is slow. Got Hulkenberg in front of me. Hopefully he moves out of the way. He has moved out of the way. Thank you, Nico. Not like the Williams from last episode that just got completely in my way, so you actually know what you're doing. I have no idea how much power I could put down there. I might have been able to put down a bit more, but I didn't want to spin. You can see it says Lance Stroll there's got a 154. So this disparity between the bottom and the top is so big. A little bit slidey there, but we're okay. And I did a 155, so that's put me last. But I can just do another hot lap here because I didn't use much battery. I reckon I lost a lot of time in here last time, so this can probably be where I'll gain a lot. Oh, slidey. I'm alright. Gained 4 tenths so far. I think it's going to be my last lap as well. Don't think I'm going to be able to get time for a third. Oh, almost spun there. Yeah, there's no chance I'm going to be able to make it to SQ2, I don't think. I've got 30 seconds and Hulkenberg's just overtaken me. Me and Hulkenberg fighting for the corner here. I'm going to push him out of the way there. I want to get to the line in time. I've got 7 seconds. I might just make it in time for a third lap. Okay, that wasn't a good lap, but I've got time for another one here. Okay, 7 tenths up there, which is good. I just went purple in sector 1, that bodes well. Okay, I'm a second up on my time. Okay, I don't want Hulkenberg to overtake me again here, because that would lose me time. So now, I'm 1.3 seconds up. Hopefully I can get a bit of gains in the last couple of corners, and hopefully this will be enough to get me through to SQ2. I feel like I was slow through there though. Yeah, I think I've lost time on that. Gonna come across the line. Where am I gonna be? 19th. Well, I didn't make it through. So it looks like I'm starting right near the back for the sprint. It's only about half a second off, so I think if I'd had a couple more laps, I probably would have been able to do that. But Lewis Hamilton knocked out in SQ1, and Norris almost getting knocked out as well. So the people who were 1 and 2 in Australia, down near the bottom here, especially Hamilton. But Sonny Hayes in 11th, so he'll be into SQ2, so he might get a decent position on the grid. I won't. So now, let's get into the sprint.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests the driver's patience. The flats, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Yuki Tsunoda and Piastri, Sainz, Albon, Hayes and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Ollie Behrman and Hadjar, Gasly, Doohan, Liam Lawson and Lance Stroll, Pierce, Bortoletto, Hamilton and Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
So the strategy for this sprint, no pit stops, so we're just going with the medium. Looks like it's going to be quicker than the hard. Gone with 19.5 laps of fuel, because in the last race I think I underfueled a bit, so I don't want to run that risk here. And even if I still need to do a little bit of fuel saving, shouldn't be too much. And for my setup, I've put my front wing back down to 23 because we're in the dry. So now let's go to the grid for the start of the race. So here we are at the lights, ready for the start of the sprint in China. And we're off here. Looks like I've got a decent start compared to the cars ahead of me. Maybe try and make a move, but I've got a car on my right, so I'm not going to be able to. I've been a bit boxed in here, and I braked a bit early there, trying to avoid contact, and I'm already down to 21st. That is not a good start, and I've just hit Hamilton there, but I think my car's okay. Going to try and go around the outside here and force myself into a gap. I think I accidentally put my car in neutral during that, but we've done all right round turn 1 there, and I've managed to get myself back up into 19th, which is where I started. So, done decent there. I'm going to move down the inside of Stroll here, try and get this place and try and get up into 18th. But I'm a bit tentative on the pedal coming out of the corner, so can't make it stick. Oh my God, I think Hamilton's just touched me there, going around that corner, and has unsettled my car just a little bit. Came out of nowhere, Hamilton did there. I'm going to have a good run on Stroll here, though. He's defending the inside, going to go to the outside. Going to have to... Oh, my God. Okay, I think I might need a rewind there. Okay, I've got 6. I thought I only had 2, but I try not to use all 6. It's just a lap 1 incident, so I'm just going to use this. We'll go from here, because it's where I cut back across. We'll try not to hit Doohan this time. Braked a little earlier so I didn't hit Doohan, and Stroll's thrown himself up the inside there. Now I've got Hamilton coming around the outside of me here. Managed to stay ahead of Hamilton for a bit. I'm really slow out of this corner. I was doing a bit of practice and I noticed I'm really slow at that corner and I don't know how to be quick because if I try and put the power down, I just spin. We're going to get back past Hamilton here. And then going to... Oh my God. Okay, I've hit Stroll there again. But I think my front wing again is fine. I need to stop hitting people. This has been a really poor opening lap from me. But everyone's fighting at the back quite a lot. Going to get a bit of the battery on. I got Hamilton on the side of me though, so I'm not going to be able to move on Stroll, which is ideally what I wanted. But if I can go round wide here, I might be able to get a move past. If I just throw my car in here, barge Stroll out of the way, get my elbows out, and I'm up into 18th, but I've got Hamilton right behind me, so use a bit of battery to stay ahead of Hamilton here. And I have managed to. He's not going to try and move up the inside there. And now if I can stay ahead of Hamilton, the car ahead of me is Jack Doohan. These three cars in front, though, having a decent fight. I don't know how much Doohan's actually involved, whether it's just Lawson and Gasly and Doohan's staying close, but it's a decent fight by the looks of it. Maybe try and throw one up the inside of Doohan here. Try and squeeze myself in there, couldn't quite make it stick. Can I go around the outside here, though? Stuck pretty close to him, and then he got the power down there. Probably could have got it down at the same time, but I didn't. But I should be able to have him here. Get the DRS open, and then that's the move on Jack Doohan. Block the track so Hamilton doesn't have anywhere to go. And then we'll get that move made on Jack Doohan there. And I'm up into 17th now. And he's holding up Hamilton as well. I'm sure Hamilton at some point will get past, but I don't want it really to cost me any time when he does. Now I want to catch up to the fight ahead of me. Okay, I've caught up pretty well on Lawson here, so hopefully when we get to the straight, I'll be close enough to make a move on him. Okay, I put the power down a little earlier there. I think it's kept me a bit closer to him, so I've done well to stay closer there. Doohan is going to have the DRS on me, but I'm going to have it on Lawson here, so I'm going to have to use a bit of battery to make sure... Okay, I thought I had room there to get out ahead of Doohan, so I'm not going to make a habit of using this many flashbacks, I promise. But I also don't want the race to be 2 laps long. I do want to get a full race for you. I just need to learn the AI a bit. They seem more aggressive this year, so I just need to learn them a bit. This is all part of the learning phase. Please forgive me for using rewinds. Okay, this time I'm going to use a bit of battery to get closer to Lawson so I can get past before Doohan gets to me. But then Doohan's still coming up on me, so am I going to have to give him room there? I see the red arrow, so I did have to give him a little bit of room, but managed to stay ahead. And now we can go after Gasly. He's still a bit of battery saving as well, I think, so think into this corner now, going to save a bit of battery. Oh, that's almost a spin. Jesus, that was close. I think I just forced Doohan off the track by accident coming back on. Sorry, Jack. This has been an awful race from me so far. But it's practice for the real race. Hopefully the real race will be better from me. I won't make so many mistakes and basically just race really poorly. Yeah, I've built a bit of a gap to the cars behind because I think they're fighting. But I'm not really any closer to Gasly. I'm actually further away because of that mistake on the last lap. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to the fight ahead of me now. Might be able to get DRS on him this time. I think it might actually just be a little too far away. I guess I'll have to wait till next lap. And Hamilton's getting close to me as well, so I want to get DRS on Hajar before Hamilton gets to me. And I'm within a second now, so just got to maintain this through the first part of the lap and then I'll have DRS later. And it's actually Gasly in front of me now. Hajar's overtaking him. And I'm definitely close enough now. Got a yellow flag somewhere behind, I think. Or is that ahead? It's ahead. And there's someone on the side of the... Oh my God, it's Sonny Hayes. 2 races in a row. Sonny Hayes is out of retirement. And he might have been in a decent position. He did qualify 9th on the grid. So he could have been in a decent position for points. So that is really annoying and really unfortunate for Sonny Hayes. Right, I'm going to have to use battery here to stay with Gasly and keep Hamilton behind because Hamilton is very close. But with the DRS and the battery, I should be able to keep Hamilton behind. And I have done. Quite a few cars ahead of me fighting though, and Hajar was slow out of there. Might I be able to have him down here? He has got DRS, but Hamilton's got DRS on me. Just moving on the inside on Hajar there. I've gone quite wide here, and Hamilton's come up the inside. If I get brave here, I couldn't get Gasly. I wanted to try and get Gasly there, but I've overtook Hajar, and Hamilton's still behind me. And there we are, up into 14th place. Ocon had a big lock up there, and then I hit Gasly because he was going so slow. It was quite poor from me. I really shouldn't have hit him, to be honest. Hamilton's on the inside of me. He's going to try and move around here, isn't he? And oh, it's a red flag. Why has the race been red flagged? Has it been red flagged because of haze? Oh my God. I was not expecting a red flag here. Okay, the strategy for the restart is the soft tyre, so I'm hoping that's not using one that I'm going to need in qualifying or something. So let's restart the race here. And we're going to the lights now. It goes straight to the lights. And that's not a bad start off the line. Everyone else on softs. I thought everyone would be on softs. And can I make a little move down the inside here? Nope, Hamilton's going to make a move on me instead. But I'm able to stay ahead of him. Can I squeeze up the inside of Ocon here? I can. Just managed to get around there. Wanted to go around the outside of Hulkenberg. Then I thought better of it. I thought that would probably lose me a decent amount of time if I do that. And I'm not able to stay ahead of Ocon. Now I need to defend on Hamilton. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Didn't mean to make that move, but I'm up 2 places and I avoided the crash. I might have just misjudged that ever so slightly, but I mean, task failed successfully. I'm up 2 places and I didn't hit anyone. For once. I mean, hit a lot of people this race. So for the actual race, I need to improve that because it's been quite poor from me hitting everyone. But now I'm up to 11th, so is there potentially points on here? Piastri is in 8th. He's in a quick McLaren, so I don't know if I'll be able to overtake that, but I am within touching distance of the points now. I think Hulkenberg's trying to move on me there. Give him a little bit of room on the inside, but then keep him behind with a little bit of a spin, but I'm all right. Well, not a spin, like a little bit of oversteer, a twitch of the back end, but car's okay, I'm okay. Now I need to get a bit closer to Behrman. Use a bit of battery here and I'll have DRS on Behrman. Probably too far behind to overtake him, but Hulkenberg's too far behind to overtake me, so I'm going to save some battery. And Ocon and Hamilton have actually both overtaken Hulkenberg now. Behrman is going very slow through here. Caused me to slow down a bit because I got very close to him. I'm hoping Antonelli can gap Behrman more than a second, so I'll have the DRS on Behrman and he won't have any on Antonelli. Had a bit of a poor exit out of that corner, so I don't know if I'm too far back from Behrman here. Hopefully he doesn't have DRS though. And I think he's got it, so I'm not going to be able to make a move on him here. And Antonelli in the car ahead of him fighting as well, so Behrman's got even close to them now, and Behrman's trying to move himself. Can he make it? He's got round Antonelli. That's keeping them very slow, so I'm catching up to both of them now. Yeah, I've actually dropped back a little bit on that lap. I've had a bit of a poor lap there, I think, so I'm a bit behind Antonelli and Behrman now, and I've got Ocon behind me. Oh my God, that was close. Now I've got Ocon right behind me, and I'm going to have the DRS, but I am out of the second range, but I should just be able to keep Ocon behind because of the DRS and my battery. He is closing, but not enough. Behrman's gone very slow out of that corner. Can I make the move on him now? Going to cut to the inside. Will I be able to get Antonelli as well? I've burned all my battery doing this, but I'm not able to get Antonelli. So after that really poor exit out of that corner, I was able to get Behrman on the next straight. Before I got on the curb there, a little bit slidey. I've not got much battery left. I used it all to get past Behrman, pretty much. Again, the back end stepping out. Oh my God. This is becoming really scruffy for me. Got DRS and Antonelli, but I'm very far behind him now. And the two Hasses fighting behind me, so hopefully that'll cost them some time so they can't overtake me. I'm not going to have DRS and Antonelli this time, so I've got to save all my battery for this straight to keep Ocon behind me. I've gone very wide there, so having a poor exit out of here won't help me. Right, get my battery on early. Try and break the toe. He's just following me with the slipstream. But he's not going to be able to get past me. Is he? Is he close enough? He's hit me. For once, that was a collision that wasn't my fault. I was just going straight. But he's not got ahead of me. There's a green flag flashing there, so does that mean there's a yellow flag somewhere? It's just behind me. He's gone off now.
We're getting some strange readings from a couple of the sensors, so I don't think you need to be worried. Just some bad data, so keep doing what you're doing. I'll let you know if we notice any genuine problems.
Right, hopefully that's not anything serious, so we're going to retire again. Okay, Ocon's pretty close to me now. Going to try and break the toe again. Going to stick to the outside now. He actually might have a chance at a move this time, and he's got the move on me. Wasn't enough room, I don't think, to go back down the outside there, so that's Ocon ahead of me now. Can I keep Hamilton behind, though? Unlikely. Hamilton's going to try a pass at me here. Down into this corner. Just managed to stay ahead, but Ocon was in the way of my line, so I had to compromise it to actually make the corner and not hit Ocon. And now Hamilton's crashed into me. I did rewind there, but only because I spun coming back onto the circuit. So that Hamilton hit, I'm counting that in the race. That's something that happened, but I spun coming back onto the circuit and I didn't want to spin, so we went off, but then I came back on. Oh my God, that's really poor. I think I've got dirt on my tyres, I guess. And Hulkenberg's going to make a move on me before we even get to the straight. God, this race has been a poor race. I've made a lot of places, but I've made so many mistakes as well. I need to put my battery on so Hadjar doesn't overtake me now. Hadjar's going to overtake me, I think. Yep, Hadjar's got past me, but he did go on the curb, but am I going to be able to stay ahead of him here? Just about. Okay, Hadjar's right behind me again here. Going to go to here to break the toe. Now he's come across, so I'm going to go back to the outside. But he's going to have me here, I think. Oh, he locked up, though. Can I squeeze myself back down the inside? Oh, my God. Well, I guess that's our race over, pretty much. Oh, after all that, I spun. Well, this race has been basically just a learning experience. I guess now would be a good time to say I've not played much F1 in the last year. So I'm a bit rusty. I mean, I wasn't getting points anyway, so I'm not too bothered about this. I just hope you guys understand and won't stop watching or won't think I'm really bad. I'm just a bit rusty, so I'm making a few mistakes. Once I get rid of the rust, I should be all right. In a few races' time, I should be okay. And there we are. We've reached the checkered flag, finishing last. Well, 21st because Sonny Hayes DNF'd again. That was just a learning experience of a race. I'm going to try and do much better in the Grand Prix. So that's how the race finished. Verstappen won, Tsunoda second, then Norris completed the podium. First points of the season for Williams, I think, as well. And that is the end of episode 2, part 1. And all I can do really is apologise for that race. That was poor. I will admit it was very poor. Hopefully you guys understand I'm just rusty. I will be better once I've done a few races, I promise. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to carry on watching this series, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.